listeners.
And welcome back
To another fabulous episode
of All My Favorite People Are Dead. Want to know why they're dead? Because they don't want to shovel. Or they shovel and they die. Nobody wants to shovel.
Oh, actually, I didn't tell you this story.
You might have told me again. I can't remember anything.
So the reason, folks, if you are like one of our 2-3 devoted fans that listens every week, we did not record last week.
Why not?
Because we had a snowstorm.
And we didn't want to shovel.
So, let me just...
No one likes to shovel. Does anybody like to shovel?
So, I don't mind shoveling. I don't.
Is it something you find enjoyable?
I find it good exercise.
No.
Well, I do. I find it good exercise.
No.
I put my headphones on.
Yeah, I know.
I listen to a good podcast.
Yeah.
And I shovel. I shovel my way out. I take breaks.
Want to know what I do?
What?
I call the plow guy.
So, yes.
Because I ain't doing this crap no more.
There have been a couple of years where we had bad blizzards where, so one year we had a really nasty blizzard and I was sick.
Oh,
and
so
I
you can't,
really couldn't.
No, you can't go out like that.
So I did call a guy.
It's not a big deal. You want to know what? For the few times that I have to call, it's really not a big deal. And he does a much better, quicker job.
Yeah.
I watch my neighbor out there for like an hour and a half. And I'm like, oh, everybody's plowed out. My guy comes 15 minutes later. Bye, Sue. I'm like, yeah, okay, thank you.
Yeah.
And it's more thorough. Yeah. And, there are just sometimes where you know when to hold them and know when to fold them.
So, my partner's brother gave us a snowblower.
Oh.
Practically brand new. Right?
Yeah, yeah.
So I was like, here, I'm moving. I'm not going to need this.
Okay.
Here you go.
Okay.
I'm like, oh, great. I have a snowblower now. I'm so excited, right?
But I know where this is going.
We got a lot of snow, and it was heavy snow, right?
Yep.
And so I'm like, this thing is super powered. We should be able to plow through this, no problem.
It doesn't work that way.
No.
No, I know.
I'm like, wait a second. So when the snow is so heavy that you shouldn't be shoveling it because it's bad for your back, you're supposed to pull out your snowblower, but it's so heavy that the snowblower can't handle it, so you have to shovel. So the snowblower can only handle when things are light and fluffy, which I can handle by myself.
Yeah,
so
when cotton candy falls from the sky, then you could do that.
What is the fucking point
and
of
they're loud.
And they're loud.
And they're hard to push
and
in the snow.
Yes,
and
my
I can't use it. I have one too.
I was like, what is the fucking point?
We have one too. I think I'm using it as a coffee table right about now because you need to shovel in order to push it through the snow, which defeats the purpose.
And I was down on my knees trying to get the snow that's stuck in it. You have to turn it off so it doesn't take off your hand.
I can't do it anymore. And it's loud and it's So like I said, we call people because again, you're at the point where you just can't do it. It's a big area and. So I don't do it. I'm understanding why the Inuit people have like 100 different words for snow.
Oh, yeah.
Because there's that wet blanket full of water snow. Then there's the light, fluffy, powdery snow. Then there's the other snow. Then there's the snow by March that looks like a black mountain snow.
Yeah.
So I understand why they have, with me, it doesn't matter. I have 2 words for snow. Snow and plow. And I'm done because you do. I understand you get too old for this crap. And not going to happen.
No. If global warming, climate change wants to hurry along so we don't have any more snow, that's okay.
I like snow. I don't mind it.
I like it for like 5 minutes. It's pretty. Okay, we're done.
Yeah. I like it, but by March, I'm tired of it. I don't want to look at it anymore.
Right.
I find the same thing with 90-degree weather. I like the summer.
Right.
Oh, we're going to the beach. Oh, it's so nice. And by August, I'm like, I'm dying.
Yeah.
Take your flip-flops. I like the change.
Yeah.
I like the seasons, but I'm glad each season only lasts a few months.
Yeah.
Because I get really annoyed really fast. I get tired of the heat. I get tired of the snow.
Indeed.
So right now I'm enjoying it because it's fun and because it's not in my yard anymore.
Right.
So I can enjoy it. But that's what happens driving in it. One of the things I like about snow is it fills in the potholes. So it's easy to get where you have to go.
Especially here.
Especially here. So talking about driving, have you ever driven on the Hutchinson River Parkway?
What a nice segue.
Thank you. I thought of that all by my little self.
And the answer is no. I know you're a city girl.
You noticed?
I'm not.
You're a country mouse.
I am a country mouse.
I know, and I am a city mouse.
Well, wouldn't it be city rat? No, not that you're a rat, but aren't there rats in the city? It's like,
wow.
like we don't we got little cute little mice up here.
Okay, so you have
field
cute
mice.
little country mice, and then we have big, rabid, garbage-living city rats.
Yeah.
That's me.
Okay. Well,
Okay.
You're not a rat though. But I'm just saying.
Thank you.
Okay. But
Okay.
You're
a dirty rat. You're a dirty rat.
The only time I ever go down in the city is by train.
Okay, and I understand that. I drive back and
Afraid
forth.
to drive down there. People are assholes. I mean, people are assholes everywhere these days.
I hadn't noticed.
Yeah.
Really?
But no.
We don't let them in here. We have a petition against them. So,
Ah.
sure. So, when you drive to the city, you drive over the Hutchinson River Parkway.
Okay.
And my friend Dave, this goes out to my friend Dave, who said to me, do you know who the Hutch was named after? We like to call it the Hutch, because we abbreviate everything.
Okay.
And I'm like, no. And so he encouraged me to figure it out, and I did. So the Anne Hutchinson.
Anne Hutchinson.
Yeah. She was born in July 20th, 1591.
Wait, I'm sorry. Wait, when?
1591. Yeah, when I was a little girl.
Damn. That's going way back. Okay.
We're going back.
Okay,
we're going back. In the UK, she died in August 20th of 1643 in New Netherland, Pelham Bay County, which is now New York.
Right. Okay, so she was here when the Dutch settled.
So
okay.
you're going to like this. This
Okay,
is a
I'm
good
excited.
story.
Yeah.
This is a nice story. This isn't one of my Michigan crazy people story. Well, that'll be coming up because it's been a while, I think, since I've done some serious...
We're due for some crazy
shit, yeah.
Okay.
All right, so... She's considered one of the earliest American feminists.
Really?
Yes, and we like her.
That's interesting because is she Dutch?
We will get to it.
Okay.
Wait,
you said she was born in England. So
she was a spiritual leader in colonial Massachusetts. She changed male authority and indirectly acceptable gender roles by preaching to both men and women and questioning Puritan teachings about salvation.
Oh.
Yeah, you're going to like this, I'm telling you.
Okay.
So although she was born in England, she was the daughter of Francis Marbury, an angelic cleric and school teacher who gave her a far better education than other girls received at that time.
Okay.
She lived in London as a young adult and then married a friend from home, William Hutchinson. They moved back to Alford, where they began following this preacher guy named John Cotton in the nearby port of Boston, Lincolnshire. We all know I can't pronounce anything.
Worcestershire.
Worcestershire. It was the best of shires. It was the worst of shires.
Yeah,
That's a Hobbit reference. All right. So Cotton, this preacher guy Cotton, was compelled to emigrate in 1633, and they followed a year later with their 11 children.
Damn.
Yeah. Apparently they didn't get cable. And they soon became well established in the growing settlement of Boston in New England.
Okay.
So she was a midwife. They followed him. Everything is good. So far, so good.
Okay.
She was a religious liberal who became one of the founders of Rhode Island after her banishment from the Massachusetts Bay Colony.
Witch. She's a witch.
Yeah, but no, she's a witch.
Yeah, she's a witch.
In direct violation of Puritan doctrine and church structure, she believed heaven was open to those who worship God through a personal connection with God without the need for any church intervention.
You tell him, girl.
What a heretic. You don't
She's
need the church, right? You can actually have your own relationship with God. Imagine that.
I mean, that is pretty radical thinking.
For that time, yes.
Sure.
Yeah, absolutely. You go, girl.
Yeah.
These and other beliefs caused Anne and her family to be banished from the Massachusetts Bay Colony.
Okay.
Naturally.
Yeah, because those Puritans can't handle that shit.
You know, she influenced the Constitution, believe it or not. The vigorous defense that she mounted in both her court and church trials were an important forerunner of the development of the constitutional notion of separation of church and state.
What do you know?
What a novel idea.
I know, right?
So, from her earliest ages, Anne was no stranger to religious controversy.
Okay.
She's considered one of the earliest American feminists. She was a spiritual leader, like I said, in colonial Massachusetts. She challenged male authority. Never do that, girls, right?
Yeah, that'll get you.
Yeah,
hanged.
So she was preaching to everybody and questioning the Puritan teachings about salvation.
Okay.
You know, what about a woman? What about church? You could be anything. God loves us all, everyone type of thing.
Well,
yeah,
that's a novel concept.
And that's what got her ass kicked out.
That boggles my mind.
Yeah, well, think of the time frame.
I know.
Right?
You know what bothers me? I'm like, isn't that what for Christians, like, isn't that what Jesus was saying? God loves everybody. That's what he said.
Yeah, but then
It's like,
it gets taken out. Yeah, but then
it
you
gets
know,
taken out of context,
and
in the
nobody makes
centuries.
money that way.
Right. Well, that's for damn sure.
You know, there's no money to be made in that.
That's true.
So Anne developed strong ties to local women and began holding meetings with them in her home to discuss Cotton's sermons.
Okay.
Gradually, these meetings shifted to critiques of Puritan beliefs about the covenant of works, the role of good works and adherence to religious law in salvation.
Okay.
All right, so far so good. Hutchinson, like Cotton, stressed salvation by God's grace alone, by the covenant of grace. But she disavowed the Puritan belief that good works were a sign of God's grace. Okay?
Okay.
So, look, sometimes bad things happen to good people.
True, right.
Okay? And sometimes, awful people, nothing happens. It happens.
Right.
Okay.
Shit happens.
So
as
her
they say.
meeting became popular with men, including very prominent men,
Okay.
who wanted to hear what she had to say, to an extent. But her popularity, of course, disturbed religious leaders.
They're like, we like our women smart, but not that smart.
Yeah, that's very nice, lady. Shut up. So the popularity disturbed religious leaders, who were the ones that were the true authority of the theocratic Bay Colony, right? They run by men, for men, by men, with men. She was tried in 1637 for heresy.
Oh.
The real issue wasn't heresy, it was her defiance of gender roles.
Of course it was.
Naturally.
Yeah. She's a witch.
She's a witch, burn her, she's a witch. Particularly that she presumed authority over men in her preaching.
Oh, right, because men are coming to listen to her, and the other guy's
Right.
like, that's not cool.
Right.
Yeah,
What are you listening to your wife for?
Yeah.
Get in the kitchen and make me a sandwich,
That's
bitch.
right, exactly,
Yeah,
yeah.
we know.
Ugh.
At a time when men ruled and women were to remain silent, Anne asserted her right to preach, which, believe it or not, her husband avidly supported.
Oh, good. Good.
However, her former mentor, Reverend Cotton, turned on her.
Oh, no.
Yep, that was nice.
Why?
Oh, wait.
She's probably got a bigger crowd than he has.
Probably. He turned on her, describing her meetings as a promiscuous and filthy coming together of men and women.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, okay.
What do you think this is, a harem, buddy?
What do you think this is, a democracy? So, the real issue to those in power, as normally is that she dared to overstep her place as a woman. A woman's place is,
In the kitchen.
in the kitchen and what
she's
have
like,
you. Right.
no, it's at the pulpit.
And she wasn't having it.
Right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
she wasn't having it. In March of 1638, she was excommunicated and banished from the colony.
Okay.
So the Hutchinsons moved to Roger Williams' more liberal colony of Rhode Island.
Rhode Island, yep.
Yeah. In 1642, following the death of her husband, she relocated in the Dutch colony of New Netherlands, which we know as New York. Yeah, New York.
And of course, the Dutch were not as, I don't think they were as picky about religion as the Puritans were.
Better.
It was
better.
better.
And it's not just, again, they're more accepting of women.
Yeah.
So, so now she settles on Long Island Sound.
Right, because the Dutch allowed women to own property.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So she settles on Long Island Sound.
Okay.
Yeah, well, that didn't work out good for anybody because she and her family, with the exception of one daughter, were killed in an Indian massacre.
Well, wait, what?
Yeah, Indian massacre, Native American massacre.
She died in the massacre?
And like 9 or 10 of her children.
Oh, shit.
It was that massacre. They killed the whole family.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
When
Very
was this?
tragic. 16, whatever it is I said. You're going to make me go back in my notes here.
Yes.
1642, 3. Initially, historians thought the attack was a response to whites taking over Native American lands. However, some other historians also speculate that it might have been provoked by the Puritans. That they provoked the Native Americans.
To go and kill these other people?
This family.
Oh, shit.
That they targeted her.
Oh, shit.
Who knows? They had a bounty. I don't know. You don't know. It back and forth.
Okay.
I didn't do elaborate research on it. I could just tell you what the schools of theory are.
The different theories. Okay.
Today, a river and the highway that bear Anne Hutchinson's name are in New York.
Okay.
Story worth telling. A woman ahead of her time.
Yeah.
They died in a brutal massacre. Why? I don't know. Why the Native Americans picked that family?
That's rough.
Yeah.
I'm curious.
You want to look it up?
Well,
When you have time.
I'm just wondering, what tribe?
Who was out there?
what was going on? Why'd they do it?
What tribe is out there? I don't know. What was out there then?
Right. Let's see. Warriors and dragged bodies into the house. Oh shit.
Oh, you see it?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. All right. There you go.
Let's see. The Wampanoag.
Wampanoags.
Okay.
This was all Native American territory.
Yeah. Let's see.
I mean, why would they? I mean,
yeah, that was all their land. Yeah, for sure.
yeah.
But
She wasn't the only family living there. I mean, to kill a woman,
Oh, this is part of Keif's War. Okay. All right. So yeah, there was a whole bunch of massacres going on around that time.
So there you go.
It could very well just been like Native Americans taking out their vengeance on.
Well, that was what the initial thought was, that it was in response to the white man taking the Native American lands. But again, some other historians speculate that it might have been provoked by the Puritans. Who knows?
Okay.
I don't know. She was a badass in a good way, and she was ahead of her time with.
There's a statue of her in Massachusetts. So that's interesting.
Yeah.
They're like, all right, we're kicking you out, but we'll put
a statue of you there. But you yourself couldn't be here.
Oh, the statue. Let's see, in 1922. So we're after women's rights to vote. So this is this is definitely
way after.
Yeah. Okay. She sounds pretty awesome.
I think so. And, like I said, my friend Dave turned me onto it and said, you should
find out.
Learn about this woman. And, I've driven on the Hutch. I wish I had $1 every time I drove on the Hutch. I never think about it. I never thought about who's the Hutchinson.
So is this like where she was located, where the Hutchinson River Parkway, is that where she was living or no?
No, she was, because that's here. No, she lived out on Long Island.
Okay.
Yeah, the Hutch doesn't go to Long Island.
Oh, that's interesting.
So yeah, fascinating story about a woman who knew her place, and that was everywhere.
Yeah, she's like, I'm going to do what I want.
I'm doing this, and we should do this, and they felt threatened. Oh, what a shock! They felt threatened by a woman.
Oh, yeah. Big shocker.
Preaching that maybe you don't need the church as a go between. Maybe you can have a personal relationship with God. And
that's a novel idea.
What a strange concept. Yeah. And maybe women can do stuff. Yeah. And so I wouldn't want her to be obscured. I thought it was somebody worth noting once I found out about her.
And that's interesting. I've heard of the Hutchinson Parkway. But I didn't. I thought it was probably named after like some man.
Some man, yeah. That's what I thought too. Was named after a guy, or who was he? Never think about it. You take the hutch here and the hutch there,
right? And that's how you usually.
I never thought it was named after certainly a feminist,
a spiritual woman. Yeah,
a spiritual feminist woman.
Yeah.
So it's unfortunate that she died that way. In a massacre.
So only one of her children survived.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Looks like she had 15 kids altogether.
I thought 11 something. I thought it was 11, and 10 of them were slaughtered with her.
Oh, jeez.
Somewhere along those lines.
Maybe she had 15 and some died in childbirth. That's early,
well.
Oi.
Oi. A big oi.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
It's a lot for a short life. Well, fairly short life. What? How old was she when she died?
I didn't do the math.
52.
So, back then, I guess that was good.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good one.
So she's definitely somebody worth noting who contributed something positive.
And a really forgotten figure.
Really, because I had no clue, and like I said, I drive over it quite often. I was like, I don't think about it. I mean, I know who the George Washington Bridge was named after,
or FDR Drive.
Well, that one I got, and there you go.
Well, cool. I learned something new today.
Me too. The more you learn, the more you know, the more research you do.
Yeah.
And once again, dear breathers, if like my friend Dave suggested this, if you have any suggestions or
that's right. Thanks, Dave. Thanks for suggesting we look at somebody.
Yeah, somebody
totally out
that
there,
I wouldn't have known.
Never would have thought of that.
Never would have thought of it either.
Yeah.
So I'm Sue Teresi.
And I'm Shannon Butler.
And this has been another fabulous, educational, wonderful episode of All My Favorite People Are Dead.
And then they turn into roadways.
They do. All right, don't lift too much shoveling this winter.
I know.
All right, don't get a heart attack.
Yeah,
all right,
okay.
Thanks, breathers.
It's crazy, summer smart and great. Well, it doesn't really matter, we all end up in the grave. All my favorite people are dead. All my favorite people are dead. I say